Plans are being laid right now to decide elections before they happen, and 2020 was a test run. 47 million Americans think the last election was stolen. 21 million of those say violence is justified to restore the loser. 7 million own guns. 6 million support extreme militias. 3 million are veterans, and 1 million either know or are members of far-right groups. Also, QAnon is as big as several major religions now. The plans start with the Eastman Memo, which was a 6-step plan to overturn an election that failed in 2020. Barely. The plan hinges on the independent state legislature doctrine, which says that the Constitution gives state legislatures total power over elections, and key state houses are overwhelmingly Republican thanks to decades of their own gerrymandering. 4 Supreme Court justices support this doctrine. Amy Coney Barrett would make a majority. It's backed by a precedent set in Bush versus Gore. It's being pushed by the Federalist Society and white shoe law firms like Baker Hostetler. Laws are being passed. At least 15 key states are working to shift control of elections to Republican-controlled legislatures. They're making it harder to vote and dangerous to protest. 45 states considered 230 bills criminalizing protests, citing racial rebellion and violent leftists. Poll workers are being threatened. 1 in 6 have reported threats. 1 in 8 of those threats meet the threshold for prosecution. No arrests have been made. Meanwhile, all who stood up to Trump are being purged, including key election officials in Georgia, Michigan, and Arizona. Candidates for Secretary of State who oversee elections in at least 7 states have pledged allegiance to the big lie. Only 10 GOP congressmen voted for impeachment just days after being violently attacked. 2 of them are leaving. The rest have lost party support. On the campaign side, Steve Bannon called for an army, and he got one. 65 key counties in swing states, 41 reported surges of Republican precinct captains. It's a total of 8,500 people. There was no surge on the Democratic side. Odds are that Republicans win even more state house seats, and the Supreme Court is set to give them total control over presidential electors, no matter how the voters vote. They'll have armed militias to back them up, and now generals are worried about the military. 1 in 10 of those charged for January 6 have service records. 3 American generals say we now need to prepare for the potential total breakdown of military command on partisan lines, and a possibility that rogue military units could organize under competing commanders-in-chief. The Democrats could do something about all of this right now, but are currently powerless against 2 of their own members who have more loyalty to a weird-ass Senate rule, named the filibuster, than to keeping American democracy or any of their promises. But even if they did that tomorrow, it might not register with people because a new study of the not-so-liberal media shows that they cover Biden as bad and at times worse than they covered Donald Trump. All of this is why you should get involved in politics, like now. Find something you're good at. There's a transcript of all of this and sources in my newsletter at the link in my bio.